We are coming up on 7:59 on your Tuesday morning drive, and it's getting to be kind of slow out there despite the rain tapering off. The drive is in full swing. Your trip north from Wilsonville right now, just shy of 40 minutes. Meanwhile, on the southbound side of the freeway, we've got a disabled vehicle that's hanging up the commute near Nyberg. Looks like there's one lane blocked, so we've got some slow southbound action there as well. We'll widen out just a little bit, take you over to the east side. I-84, of course, tight through the Hollywood district. And last but not least, your I-5 drive, slow and steady over the Interstate Bridge. We're up to 35 minutes now, Rod. That gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont.
All right, thanks for that. You know, it's been a wet morning in Portland, not Salem. Salem, you've had very little rain, as you folks know, but in Portland, it had been raining for hours. That has now moved through, and while there are some scattered showers back to our west, this is going to become a pretty quiet day with lots of dry time and mild, near record high temperatures. Salem sky camera for you, good visibility. Here's the Dundee Hills, the Domain Serene Winery camera, a little bit grayer there, but not that wet looking at all on the ground. 60 could be the high today. We've got a heavy storm front overnight tonight.
Well, we got to get up extra early because it's now an hour and a half to get her to school, an hour and a half to get back.
Now at 8 o'clock, people in Lincoln County finding their way around that massive landslide that blocked part of Highway 229 near the Oregon coast. More rain is expected later today and tonight. Rod Hill's full forecast coming up.
And a court hearing is underway at the Multnomah County Courthouse for a man accused of stalking and harassing a parent of a child killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting 13 years ago. We'll have updates on that proceeding. Plus,
we're talking about Waymo's self-driving cars. Yeah, we're going to hear from a group of seniors in San Diego who are trying out this technology for the first time. They have a lot of questions. The 8 o'clock hour sunrise starts right now. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday morning. I'm Drew Carney. China Green has the day off, but Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis both here for a look at weather and traffic.
Hi, good morning. Remember yesterday we had the pretty good shot of rain early in the morning, then the rest of the day went on to be pretty quiet. Well, I think the rest of today is going to go on to be pretty quiet as well. The rain that was falling in Portland, you can see it here clearing and moving off to the east right there. So the remainder of today is scattered shower threat, but lots of dry time and pretty comfortable. It's 57 in Salem right now. Downtown Portland, still some water droplets on the lens. 52 is the temperature. To the bus stop we go. Mainly dry at noon, mainly dry when the kids get out of school. Could be 60, and if we hit it, that would actually tie the record for today. And Chris, as you know, 61 yesterday was a new record for Monday's date. Over to you, sir.
Following 4 60-degree days in the month of December. That is unbelievable, Rod. In your absence, of course, you know about all the rain that we had, and one of the big impacts of that, of course, is the big landslide that closed a section of Highway 229 in Lincoln County. It's just a reminder that that remains closed indefinitely near milepost 14.2, just north of Siletz. The detour, of course, is a long way around on US 101, and we've got more on that story coming up in just a bit. The drive right now is wet, but not maybe as wet as it was an hour or two ago. It looks like the rain is subsiding, as Rod has mentioned. A good thing, because the drive is in full swing now. You've got nearly 40 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville on the I-5 commute. We're up over 30 minutes now in from Hillsborough. And last but not least, the drive across the Columbia. It's slow on I-205, but the I-5 drive by far the slowest of our commutes. 35 minutes now get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. We do have some breaking news to get to this hour. A car hit a pedestrian just after 7 o'clock this morning in downtown Portland, right on Southwest Jefferson between Broadway and Park. So we were live at the scene last half hour. Police told us that a man was sleeping on the ramp of an underground parking lot, and the car hit him as it was pulling out. That man was taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay, and there were no major traffic impacts in that part of downtown. A hearing is scheduled to get underway at 8 o'clock right here this hour for a man who's accused of stalking a parent whose child was killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting 13 years ago. The parent he's accused of harassing now works at OHSU. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live outside the Multnomah County Courthouse. So Thomas, what else can you tell us this morning about this case?
Yeah, well, Drew, that hearing is just getting underway in a few minutes. A Multnomah County prosecutor said that Kevin Purfield has terrorized families who have lost children in this shooting and others. They say that Purfield is a conspiracy theorist. He was first convicted of stalking and harassing family members of people killed in a movie theater mass shooting in Colorado back in 2013. 6 years later, he was convicted again for stalking the then editor of the Oregonian. This time, Purfield allegedly stalked a man named Robert Parker, whose child was murdered in Sandy Hook. Parker works at OHSU and has been targeted by conspiracy theorists like media figure Alex Jones. Prosecutors say Purfield messaged and called Parker, claiming his daughter was never actually killed in Sandy Hook. In October and November, prosecutors say Purfield called OHSU multiple times, asking if Parker was there. Now today, that hearing that's scheduled to get underway right now is whether to determine if Purfield is even fit to proceed in this legal case. If he is, he'll be arraigned on December 30th. Drew?
Thomas Schultz live for us this morning in downtown Portland. New at 8 o'clock, an arraignment is set to start in about an hour for two brothers accused of killing a man at a Gresham gas station. Earlier this month, Gresham police responded to reports of gunshots and a person down at a gas station near West Powell Boulevard and Miller Avenue, In court documents, prosecutors say surveillance videos show that not long after the brothers arrived, the victim pulled up to an adjacent pump. Fletcher, the victim, appeared to say something to the brothers, prompting them to engage in a fist fight. Fletcher tried to grab a pistol from his car, but one brother held him in a chokehold while the second shot and killed Fletcher with his gun. Alejandro Perez Megliano and Ricardo Perez Megliano both face second-degree murder charges. A grand jury, meanwhile, indicted a 19-year-old from Wilsonville who was shot by deputies earlier this month after they say he ran at them with an axe. Cabrillo Evans faces several felony charges related to the incident that happened 2 weeks ago in unincorporated Clackamas County. The grand jury also determined that the two deputies who shot him were justified in using deadly force. Evans is still in the hospital. He'll go to jail once he's discharged. We're also following up on the major landslide that wiped out part of Highway 229 last week, damaging two homes near the Oregon coast. People living in 10 other homes also evacuated. There's some concern at this point that this week's weather could make things even worse. KGW's Devin Haskins went to Lincoln County for a first-hand look, and he also talked to a man who lives and works in that area.
A massive landslide along Highway 229 between Kernville and Siletz. Trees, mud, and debris wiping out the highway and damaging two homes.
It's devastating.
Todd Fulfer runs the Chinook Bend RV Resort a few miles down the road and says some of the devastation has floated by him on the Siletz River.
We've been seeing refrigerators, trusses, trees, and all that coming down the river.
And with more rain coming, the possibility of more landslides is a real concern.
If this rain continues, it will. I mean, there's so many steep slopes down there, so there may be other ones.
Scott Burns is a geology professor at Portland State University. He says the hillside has weak soil and is very steep.
Anytime we have an atmospheric river coming to the Pacific Northwest, and we seem to be getting more and more and more of them, we know that there's going to be huge amounts of water that's going to be put onto the slopes, and the steeper the slopes, they are going to be more prone to landslides.
ODOT says the landslide is still active and the ground unstable, and they aren't sure if the road underneath is still intact. A small section of the highway is completely shut off. And for Todd Fulfer, who lives on one side and his daughter attends school on the other, the only way around, an hour and a half both ways.
Well, we got to get up extra early because it's now an hour and a half to get her to school, an hour and a half to get back. So it's 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening to pick her up.
This is scary, scary for my kids. Like, are we going to be okay? Or are we going to be able to find another place?
Some families in King County near Seattle had to evacuate after a levee holding the Green River failed. A temporary fix was put in place last night and people are allowed to go back to their homes, but they have to be ready at this point in the event the conditions get worse. Northwest Washington took the brunt of last week's storm that hit the region, and water levels were already high when that levee failed. Again, a short-term fix is what's stopping the flow of water from the levee at this point.
We will come back after this event and do a more thorough long-term fix, and we'll probably be doing work on a number of facilities throughout the system after this event is over, when the water's lower and we can assess what damage has been.
There have been no reports of any injuries from the levee break. Just a heads up, we did activate our Northwest Response fundraiser to help people impacted by the floods. You can donate by scanning the QR code on your screen. The money goes directly to the American Red Cross. You can also donate in person by visiting U.S. bank branches in both Oregon and Washington. And there's a link to donate on our website, KGW.com. Rod Hill in the Weather Center. What's going on there, Rod?
River, which duration-wise isn't going to be that long. It's basically all of Thursday night, and Friday morning. The models this time around show the wet bullseye across the southern half of Oregon. Last week, the wet bullseyes we know, we just saw in that story, was up to our north across Washington. Anyway, a lot going on, including our next shot of heavy rain and gusty winds, which comes in tonight, overnight tonight. There's a front at about midnight. Here's Futurecast. It's going to be a pretty quiet day moving forward. Just a few scattered showers and crazy mild. But look at all the heavy rain that comes through overnight tonight. This will be out of here by daybreak. And tonight's system will come with a half of an inch of rain or more for Portland. It will come with 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. So it might wake you up overnight tonight. And it will come with a high wind warning tonight from potentially 65 mile per hour winds along the coast. All of that, again, will be out of here by daybreak tomorrow morning. Here we are right now. The rain that was falling in Portland has moved out. Just some scattered light showers back to our west, and really a pretty good looking day moving forward. The Vancouver, the Springs to the waterfront camera, you can see the clouds and some water droplets on the camera lens. 52 degrees, another night where most of us have stayed above 50 degrees. 57, in fact, right now in Salem, where it's been mainly dry so far during the day today. Should be dry out east today. Cloudiness increasing after a partly cloudy morning in central Oregon, but staying dry. Matters 58, maybe 60. Could be 60 up and down I-5. This shows upper 50s at 3 o'clock and 50s at the coast. Both coast and valley. Just a few scattered showers moving forward today. Really pretty nice out there. We have the impact alert mainly up for that overnight front tonight. That's out of here by daybreak. Tomorrow's a cooler day, but just scattered showers, 48 degrees. And then we have our next widespread flood watch from the coast to the Cascades for the hours of steady rain all day Thursday night into Friday. Could be enough water where some of the rivers will get back up above flood stage. That could continue seeing high water spots into Saturday, but Saturday's scattered showers. Rain picks up a bit on Sunday into Monday. At least temperatures are going to be cooling down closer to normal. Here's Chris.
That would be good to see. We talked about this earlier, that maybe some snow down to the Cascade Passes tomorrow morning. We'll obviously be watching for that as well. All right, back after the drive. It was quite wet earlier this morning, but to Rod's point, it looks like the rain is tapering off, and that's good, just as more people are on the roads. Here's I-405 right now, southbound near Gleason. We actually just had a report of a possible crash here at 16th and Gleason. I don't see it from that camera, but be on the lookout for the emergency response around that. Back to the west side, the Sylvan Hill up in that low cloud deck. It is slow and steady coming in from 217. At last check, you're driving from Hillsborough right around 30 minutes. The trip from Wilsonville has improved. We've got that back down to about 32 minutes. That's northbound I-5. And last but not least, over the Columbia River, your southbound drive from Clark County is still slow. That needs some help. 34 minutes gets you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drew?
Thank you, Chris. Coming up here on the Sunrise Show, a fishing trip turns into a rescue mission off the Oregon coast. How the Coast Guard managed to save 2 people on that fishing boat. Also coming up, the search continues for the suspect who killed 2 students at Brown University. Investigators sharing new images and videos of this person of interest.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
2 men are lucky to be alive this morning after a commercial fishing boat sank off the coast of Newport this past weekend. The Coast Guard got a call from the captain of Valor 3 around 10 o'clock Sunday morning saying that their boat was taking on water. By the time rescue crews got to them, that boat was almost completely submerged and the men were already in the water. The Coast Guard says it's not known what caused the boat to sink, but he says incidents are more frequent during commercial crab season. Luckily, these 2 men were wearing immersion suits, which are required in commercial vessels to help with floating and also to keep people warm. But those chilly waters still left a mark.
They had, blue lips. They were wearing a t-shirt and pants underneath there. So, the water is roughly between 45 and 50 degrees. Make sure you guys are doing good rounds of your boat. Make sure that you guys have all the safety equipment and please, reach out if anything happens. The Coast Guard's always standing by on channel 16 and, please reach out.
The group Fisherman's Wives says incidents like this show the dangers of commercial fishing this time of year and the need for the Coast Guard's rescue helicopter. That rescue helicopter, by the way, has been at the center of controversy since it was moved from Newport to North Bend back in October, although it has since been returned to Newport amid ongoing litigation. Today, by the way, also marks the start of Dungeness crab season off the Oregon coast. After weeks of delay, crab harvesting will open up along the coast from Cape Falcon near Manzanita down to the California border. And with that, we bring Rod Hill back into the mix for a look at today's forecast.
I like crab, by the way, for what it's worth. You?
Oh, absolutely.
It's the best.
Absolutely.
Let's start with talking about wind gusts that we expect tonight. So, for the next 24 hours, part one of the story is today's great. Scattered shower here, scattered shower there, lots of dry time moving forward. We'll get up to about 60, which will be a record high for today's date if we make it. Now tonight you may be awakened, combo of heavy rain passing and gusty winds. There's a front that comes in about midnight. There's a high wind warning at the coast tonight. Overnight, gust 65. Coast range, wind advisory, gust 55. Wind warning also tonight, and this extends into tomorrow for the East Gorge, the Dalles out through the Columbia Basin, also coming off the east slope into parts of Central Oregon, including Jefferson County and Madras. Valley wind gusts tonight. No advisories issued right now, but 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, at least a possibility. Futurecast shows west winds picking up behind the front at 12:30 tonight. Could be 60 mile per hour gusts. It shows mostly 50-54. There's a 43 mile per hour wind gust after midnight tonight coming up into Salem. And then those winds here on the west side are out of here by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. But still noticeably windy in Hood River tomorrow morning early. Some gusts approaching 40 and then shows 44 out in Arlington for a gusty Wednesday morning. And we'll see still tomorrow morning some noticeable breezy winds from the west-northwest, but those winds will be easing during the day tomorrow. So this is rain just mainly coming in overnight tonight from mid-evening through about 3 a.m. And this shows a half to 3/4 of an inch from Corvallis up through Portland. Shows a little bit more potentially up in Kelso. Similar amounts at the coast. Then we have a down day Wednesday, just some scattered showers. And then the next atmospheric river, which is a short-lived one, but it will bring hours of widespread steady rain all of Thursday night into Friday. I'm not sure if that is out of here breaks up early Friday afternoon or not. Weather models like 1.5 inches at least in Portland for that Thursday into Friday rain, maybe 2 inches. This is an accumulative map from today moving forward. It shows 2.34 yet to come in Portland. And then it shows the heftier amounts down south, Corvallis and Eugene at about 4 inches of rain. So absolutely with a flood watch Thursday and Friday and all that hours of steady rain coming, river levels will be rising again, and we'll get back into the threat of some of our rivers exceeding flood stage by late Thursday and especially going into Friday morning. Now for the remainder of today, here's 1 o'clock. Looks pretty good. Some scattered showers showing mainly up to our north. Here comes the rain overnight tonight, pretty hefty with the gusty winds. Scattered shower day tomorrow. Snow levels tomorrow, by the way, down 3,000 feet. Could be some snow over the highways up over the Cascade Passes tomorrow morning. Here's the steady rain. This is Thursday at 5 a.m. and watch it just explode. Wow. That is a driving heavy rain mess on Thursday. Again, with that next solid fetch of moisture streaming into us. Right now, we're pretty quiet, just some scattered light showers out there. View from downtown, good visibility with the cloudy skies from the top of the Wells Fargo building. 54 Kelso, 52 Portland, 57 in Salem. Another crazy mild day. 60 is today's record. We could get there. Tomorrow, cooler, 48. That's closer to normal. Scattered showers. There's that next atmospheric river with the hours of steady driving rain on Thursday and a Friday with the KGW impact alert in place. Here's Chris.
You know, Rod, you mentioned the possibility of some pass level snow tomorrow morning. Check this out. This is live at Government Camp. There's nothing on the ground there, so it'll be interesting to watch that transformation if we do get some snow down low, which it looks like we might. Zooming in right now, the slowest of our remaining commutes, the I-5 drive from Clark County. We're moving the end of the line south of SR 500, but once you get down to Mill Plain, it's pretty much slow and go the rest of the way down to the Fremont Bridge. So with that in mind, Main Street to the Fremont is up to, or holding steady right now at about 33 minutes. Trip over on the west side, there's the Sunset. Slow and go, cruising over the Sylvan Hill. As always, it's a 30-minute ride to get you in from Brookwood Parkway to the Vista Ridge Tunnel. Drew?
Thank you, Chris. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is applauding a permanent injunction that restored BRIC grants across the country. Now, BRIC stands for Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities. Back in April, President Trump froze $135 million in federal BRIC grants to Oregon. The governor's office says that funding freeze hit Eastern Oregon extremely hard, with more than $85 million worth of disaster risk projects canceled. Governor Kotek said in part, quote, President Trump's decision to undermine the safety and resiliency of Oregon communities was reckless and harmful, and a federal judge confirmed it was unlawful as well. Still ahead here on the Sunrise Show, investigation underway after police found Nick Reiner responsible for the deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. We'll have more on that coming up, and reaction from people here in Oregon who worked with the director.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Police arrested Nick Reiner, the 32-year-old son of Hollywood actor and director Rob Reiner, in connection with the stabbing of his parents. Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead in their Los Angeles area home on Sunday. Reiner's resume included directing huge hits like The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and Stand By Me. That film, by the way, was partly filmed right here in Oregon. We heard from a former member of the Oregon Performing Arts Network who helped Reiner find the perfect shots for that movie.
It was just like talking to your best friend. He would ask me a couple of questions. I'd say, hey, try this angle over here. And then he would frame the shot, move around like this so he could frame the shot, take notes, and that's part of movie history. Is his note making became Stand By Me.
Rob Reiner, by the way, was 78 years old. Michelle Reiner was 70. There are new details linking the two gunmen involved in this past weekend's mass shooting in Australia to ISIS. Authorities confirmed that the father and son traveled to the Philippines last month, visiting an island that's long been a hotbed from extremism and insurgent groups. Now, according to Australia's public broadcast network, officials believe that the pair underwent military-style training while they were there. A vehicle belonging to one of the gunmen contained improvised explosive devices and 2 homemade ISIS flags. 15 people died in Sydney, Australia on Sunday. Now to the mass shooting at Brown University. Officials are hoping new photos and video will help them find the person responsible. They're asking the public for help to track down the gunman as the manhunt now enters a 4th day. Yvonne Rodriguez has more.
Authorities are ramping up the manhunt for the gunman who opened fire at Brown University on Saturday.
We're asking the public for assistance to be able to identify this individual.
Law enforcement releasing new videos showing a person of interest walking through Providence in the hours before the shooting. A poster released by the FBI describing the suspect as approximately 5'8" with a stocky build.
Hopefully very quickly we can get this person identified, detained, questioned if possible. But certainly he is our primary person of interest right now.
The shooting left 2 students dead, Ella Cook, a student from Alabama, and vice president of the Brown University College Republicans.
I'm just super proud of her and what she was able to accomplish in her short life. I absolutely hate that it was taken away from us so short.
And Mohammed Aziz Umerzakov, described by Vice President J.D. Vance as a brilliant young man who dreamed of becoming a surgeon. 9 others were hurt. Saturday's shooting on Brown's campus has students rattled.
There's no question that this is like anxiety-inducing, and this is like the scariest moment for not just me, but all of my friends.
Hoping for a quick end to the manhunt.
I'm trying not to use the worst language possible that I can to describe this guy, but I hope that, he gets punished to the worst extent possible of the law when he's caught.
In Providence, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Good morning, I'm Drew Carney. A new bus line is running from Portland to Boise every day, making it easier for rural Oregonians to travel long distances and for tourists to reach the city of Portland. Tickets cost just about $70. The bus route started yesterday and will last for at least a year. It would need more grant funding, though, or private business to take over the costs in order for it to continue on beyond a year. Rod Hill, what do you have for us weather-wise?
Well, we had some rain for several hours moving through Portland. That has pushed out. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. And now we've got a day moving forward with just a few scattered light showers around. And pretty nice overall. There's Depot Bay from the view at the Channel House. The coast, like the valley, looking at a lot of dry time today with very mild temperatures, mid-50s to approaching 60. There's good visibility looking at Salem. So 60 is today's record high. We could do it. We hit 61 yesterday. Notice the red. KGW impact alert for a weather front overnight tonight. Heavy rain, gusty winds, then back down to a typical scattered shower day tomorrow. And then double red on Thursday and Friday. That is our next flood watch with hours of steady rainfall.
Shot is like right outside our studio door. You got your running shoes on. I'm going to give you like 12 seconds to run out there and hop on one of those bikes. Go. It's like right now.
Oh, okay.
I'll buy you time. 10 seconds. We do want to thank all of our viewers for donating to this year's great toy drive. Also, a big shout out to our spot. Whoa, that was quick. I couldn't even finish my shout out. You are fast. Those running shoes work. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Ziply Fiber, IQ Credit Union, local Toyota dealerships, and Fred Meyer. Here's a look back as China drives. Oh my goodness gracious.
Do I know how to do?
I didn't say break the bike.
I don't think I know how to ride a bike. Oh my God, I don't know how to ride a bike.
Okay, it's okay, because guess what? We're going to take a look back right now at yesterday's parade of toys.
Now, what's funny is that she apparently forgot.
Yeah, China Green. That was last year. What's that?
What producer put that in the show? There's going to be some words tomorrow morning, I think.
So this is a live look right now at our toy box as we get ready for today's parade of toys. This is the day where all the donations that were collected around the area at all of our partner shops come here to the studio. The parade of toys starts at noon. You can watch it right here live on KGW. All right, let's get ready for our 8:30 half hour here at the Sunrise Show. Chris ready for traffic. Rod's got your weather.
This will be hard to track, but you can make the case it's going to be one of the warmest parade of toy days ever. Right? Temperature could hit 60 today. That is the record for today's date. Yesterday, 61, crazy mild. Here's radar right now, nothing organized, just some scattered light rain showers on this final frame right there. And moving forward into early evening, we're going to have way more dry time in any one location than wet time. Salem has been mainly dry this morning already, and you have a south wind. Now it's jumped a little bit to 16 sustained, 57 is your current temperature. There are the clouds over the Rose City. It was raining, now it's not. We're at 52 degrees, southeast winds at 6. The weather map this afternoon, all dry east of the Cascades, increasing clouds this afternoon after a partly cloudy start for those of you over in Central Oregon. Madras, good morning, 56 degrees mid-afternoon. Upper 50s to maybe 60 in the valley, and certainly upper 50s expected at the coast. Now, our next pickup of the weather, if you will, is with a front that comes in around midnight tonight. So you will probably hear the weather passing tonight. A band of heavy rain. This is late evening through into the overnight hours, and some gusty south winds in the valley that could pop up to 40 or even 45 miles per hour. Impact alert in red for that weather overnight tonight when most of us are just home. Now, that's out of here by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's a typical scattered shower day, but a much cooler day. We drop to 48, closer to normal. Then we have the impact alert on Thursday and Friday for our next atmospheric river, which will bring us absolutely steady rain all of Thursday. And weather models like this being moderate to heavy rain, 1.5 to 2 inches over these 2-day period, Thursday and Friday. We'll look for rising river levels and maybe some renewed flooding issues as well. Again, that's Thursday, Friday. Here's Chris.
And with that little bit of a cool down tomorrow, as you've been mentioning, Rod, might be interesting to watch this camera. That lower right-hand corner of your screen is Highway 26 at Government Camp. There's not a single snowflake there, right? But maybe tomorrow morning could be a different story up there. All right, the drive down low for the rest of us is still slow out of Clark County. We've moved the end of the line from SR 500 down to the Interstate Bridge from SR 14. It's slow and steady the rest of the way down to the Fremont. At last check, you're tripping from Hazeldale down to the Fremont Bridge. We're chipping away at it a little bit. It's back under 30 minutes for the first time in quite a while. Over on the west side, the inbound Sunset kind of up in that cloud deck. It's a little misty and drizzly there, and the drive still slow on that side of town, but getting better. 32 minutes now gets you from Hillsborough to I-405. Drew?
Thank you, Chris.
This is our initial run on Route 721 from Portland to Boise.
A new bus line running daily from Portland to Boise, making it easier for people in rural parts of Oregon to travel long distances and for tourists to reach Portland. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz gives us a closer look.
ODOT says since January, many rural and eastern Oregonians have not had a bus line service to get them to further locations and long distance bus travel. They say now that's beginning to change, thanks to a federal grant worth $600,000, which will fund a daily bus connecting Portland to Boise. Riders say a ticket costs just around $70 for that bus ride. In Eastern Oregon, transportation officials say that'll make a huge difference. In Malheur County, officials say many people just don't have cars or can't afford travel options besides a bus like this one. In Union County, officials say many Eastern Oregon University students will use the bus to get home for the holidays. Here in Portland, Megan Conway, the CEO of Travel Portland, says this system will help boost the local economy.
Tourism, some of you may not know, is an opportunity where travelers come into Portland and spend about $5.5 billion in our community. It's an economic engine, it's an economic driver, and it's critical for our small businesses, for those folks who work in our hotels or might run a storefront.
That bus route started yesterday and will go throughout the year. Right now, even though it's funded by a federal grant, that could change going forward. After a year, that funding will lapse and a new grant will be needed. Or the main goal here is that it will be outsourced completely to a private company. In downtown Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Starting at the end of the month, vehicle fees are going up in Oregon. So starting December 31st, base title fees for nearly all vehicles will go up by close to $140. An additional surcharge for vehicles with a combined rating of 40 plus miles a gallon and electric vehicles will increase by $30 a year. The increases come after the passing of the state's transportation funding bill in late September. The fees are meant to help with things like maintaining and improving Oregon's roads and bridges. Portland Public School Board members are expected to discuss a plan to pull more students into Jefferson High School at tonight's school board meeting. For many years, kids in Jefferson's jurisdiction have been able to choose between Jefferson or 3 other high schools: McDaniel, Grant, and Roosevelt. There are currently less than 400 kids attending Jefferson, the only predominantly black high school in the district. The other schools have over 1,000 more students than that. At tonight's meeting, the school board is expected to discuss plans to change enrollment to slowly pick up Jefferson's enrollment. They will also discuss transit plans to help kids reach the high school, and they say they plan to address new courses at Jefferson. That board meeting tonight is set to begin at 6 o'clock. The qualification criteria for SNAP changed this month, so that means roughly 37,000 people in Oregon could lose their SNAP benefits. As of December 1st, the following people have to prove that they're working or volunteering at least 80 hours a month to qualify: adults 18 to 64 years old, adults who do not have children under the age of 14, veterans, people in foster care, and people who are homeless. KGW's Blair Best talked to a SNAP eligibility expert at the Oregon Department of Human Services about this change.
What happens to people who can't meet those work requirements because of, say, unstable housing, caregiving responsibilities, or lack of transportation?
Yeah. So part of our goal is to really build a plan around with those individuals. Every time you talk to one of our staff, they're going to be asking around exceptions. Some of those things may allow us to give you an exemption so you do not have to report for that period of time.
People who no longer qualify under the rule changes can only get SNAP benefits for 3 months across a 3-year period. You can watch more of Blair's coverage on the story on our TV streaming app right here, KGW Plus, on the KGW YouTube page, and on our website, kgw.com. We have more SNAP news for you this morning. More than a dozen states are increasing restrictions on what recipients can buy with their SNAP benefits. So right now, most states do not allow SNAP recipients to buy Hot food or non-food items like paper towels or soap. Starting next year, some states are also going to ban junk food like soda, candy, and energy drinks. This change, though, does not include either Oregon or Washington. Merriam-Webster Dictionary has selected its word of the year, and this year the word is slop. They define slop as digital content of low quality that is produced usually in quantity by means of artificial intelligence. They say 2025 brought on a flood of slop, from videos and ads and cheesy propaganda to books written by AI. They say while some found it annoying, others ate slop up. Other words they considered: touch grass, never heard of it. Performative, okay. Tariff, that's a buzzword. And 6'7", 6'7", in consideration. Chris,
Rodney,
for word of the year.
6'7".
I can't remember that, man. I can't remember it.
Don't ask us what it means right in the background because we're not sure.
All right, on a serious note, I want to take you back out to the Oregon coast, of course, with renewed flooding concerns and the flood watch across northwest Oregon later this week, Thursday and Friday. A reminder, of course, that Highway 229 north of Siletz closed because of that massive landslide that came down late last week. The closure is right around milepost 15. The workaround, of course, is a long way, US 101. So just know that there is no timetable for MoDOT to get that open. Back to the freeway drive locally, we still have plenty of slow spots out there. There's one of them. That's I-5 near the 205 interchange in Tualatin. There's your northbound commute. Still puttering along a little bit there. The trip in from Wilsonville is back up to 36 minutes. It was improving, and now it's going back up, unfortunately. Driving from Hillsborough right around 30. And last but not least, your trip out of Clark County, hitting the brakes right at the Interstate Bridge. 31 minutes gets you in from Hazeldale to the Fremont. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. Still ahead here on the Sunrise Show, we're talking about a group of senior citizens in San Diego who experienced a driverless Waymo car for the first time. Some pretty good reactions to this. We're going to share it with you right after the break.
Hey, you know how we do it. Our team is always testing tons of products. We get rid of the rejects, only show you the best ones, and that's why I want to show you this thing today. It's the Tire Hero Portable Tire Inflator. Let me shut this off for a second. Literally true story, 2 weeks ago, I got stuck on the side of the road, glass in the tire. I barely made it to the gas station. Almost cost me hundreds of dollars to tow. So you need one of these anyway. The reason I think this is one of the best on the market is for this reason. Come on, again, let me show you. So let's say you don't know the PSI of your car, you don't know what it's supposed to be, or if you want to inflate a ball, it does it for you. So you see the little car icon right there? You can flip through these. Okay, I want to do my car. No, I want to do my motorcycle, little motorcycle icon. I want to do my bicycle tire. Or I want to do a soccer ball or an exercise ball. I just blew these up. The other cool thing about this is this. Come on and look at this. It's got the USB adapters here. It acts as a portable battery charger, so you can charge your tablet, you can charge your phone. It also comes with all these different nozzles for kind of anything you would have. It's small enough to literally, I mean, it's a pretty packed glove compartment, right? Look at that. It still fits. Nice and easy. Got a great deal for you on this today. And by the way, you want one of these anyway. You want this anyway because you can save $60 a year for properly inflated tires. So why wouldn't you? Get this one though, because I think it's the best on the market. $69.99 normally. Got a deal for you today. 20% off down to $55.99. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
No driver, no gas, but lots of questions. Waymo paid a visit to a senior center in San Diego. The residents there got to experience what it's like inside a Waymo driverless car for the very first time. Alex Lay brings us the reaction.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never in my life.
I mean, I'm into self-driving cars. I think they're safer than me maybe on the road.
Yes.
That pretty much sums up the mood at the Kathy Hopper Friendship Center today.
Oh, great, wonderful. That's what I need.
Curiosity, excitement.
It's a crazy thing to do, but I guess it has its advantage.
And lots of questions for Waymo representative Nuna Ataja.
It will autonomously drive you there just like any other kind of navigation system.
Nuna says the demo is to help seniors get familiar with the technology before it officially comes to San Diego early next year.
The most questions that we were asked were just around kind of the basics of how do you enter a vehicle, how do you get to where you need to go, and so I was happy to kind of walk through some of those steps.
One big question seniors had, what are the screens inside for? One thing is, it calls customer support.
It will also show and navigate where you're going, indicate what might be happening, if it stops for a pedestrian. You can control things like music, temperature control, lighting.
She also explained there's no one in the driver's seat. You can call the car with an app, and instead of swinging, the doors slide open. Then many of them got inside of the Waymo and got to decide for themselves whether or not they think they'd ride one.
I think so. I would like to experience it. I don't know. It's scary. Just the thought that nobody's driving it.
You feel comfortable getting in it?
Yes. Oh, sure. Yes. Not me. I'm going to wait a little longer. I would be happy to go in one.
For many seniors, the excitement goes beyond the novelty. It's about having another way to get around.
We need that one because I don't drive. I don't need it.
It's one of the biggest things is people getting to their appointments. Seniors getting to their appointments, seniors getting to socialize, seniors getting to community centers. And this is going to be a good opportunity for them.
They might not all be ready to hand over the wheel, but many seniors say they're more prepared for the ride ahead.
It was a nice experience.
Again, that story coming to us this morning from San Diego. Rod Hill comes to us right here from the weather deck.
I'm a big thumbs down.
No good for Rod.
What happens when you're a senior, you're in there? Sometimes it's tough to get your caboose out of the seat. And you don't have anybody there to come kind of help you get out, That's my thought of the day, ladies and gentlemen. From the weather deck, Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. It is nice outside. I almost didn't put my vest on. There's a noticeable breeze, nothing strong. And the rain that we had in Portland has moved out. So moving forward, realize you might find a shower, but lots of dry time, and the mild weather continues. I just want to point out that the weather watch warning map from the National Weather Service is just colored in nearly all over the place. Now, for the most part, all of the colors are wind related except for that green, and the green, Longview, Portland, down in Eugene, is a flood watch for Thursday and Friday. That's our next stretch of prolonged 24, 30 hours of absolutely straight, solid rain coming through. Now, the next time our weather picks up, check this out. Lisa, hold it for a second. 50 mile per hour wind gusts in Tillamook. This is after midnight tonight, 43 mile per hour gusts in Salem. Let's play it. And then those winds will be out of here by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, except see Arlington at 44 at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, gust out into the Columbia Basin. That's with a quick moving front that comes in overnight tonight that brings us some gusty winds and some heavy rain. How much rain? You'll hear the rain. Could be a half to 3/4 of an inch between Salem and Portland. And then we're going to play this forward. And as we add the totals, understand that after just a scattered shower day tomorrow, the rest of these totals are primarily the hours of steady rain Thursday into Friday. And notice the difference. 1.39 Kelso, 4 inches down in Corvallis. Fears that we could have renewed river flooding. And maybe, because rivers are running high, a little bit worse than we had last week. We'll see. We're going to be watching river levels carefully Thursday night into the day, Friday, and into Saturday morning for that matter. Here's Futurecast. Not much during the day today, but as we play it forward, you're going to see the rains picking up. Here's this evening. We'll hit it one more time. Here's that rain band later this evening, midnight, overnight tonight with the gusty winds. And as we continue to play the movie, that blows through literally by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's a scattered shower day. Notice the blue or purple tones over Mount Hood. That's a snow level tomorrow at 3,000 feet. And the last play of this movie gets us into the steady rain. Here's Thursday morning. We'll play it one more time. Could be significant snow at pass level Thursday morning before snow levels warm to 7,000 feet during the day. That is steady, moderate to maybe even some hours where it's just really dumping. And if that's the case, Thursday's commute home, we would have high ponding water problems all over the place on our area highways. Okay, let's move on. The temperatures outside are incredibly mild this morning. Let's move on. There you can see Doppler radar, just a few scattered light showers. The temperature map this morning is warm. Here's the Chehalem tasting room, 54 degrees, and the plot around the rest of the region showing here on the west side, we are all in the 50s. Here's the forecast map for today. And Lisa, let's click through these as quick as you can. About 60 in Salem and Southwest Washington. Similar temperatures, well up into the 50s. And here is the 7-day forecast. Again in red, the storm front overnight tonight. And in red, the flood watch on Thursday, Friday. And it is birthday time. All right, we started. This is special because in the family here at KGW, one of our executive producers, Brandon O'Rourke, his nephew is a big Buzz Lightyear fan, was in Disney and got this picture taken. Carson is 4 today. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. Titus also celebrating today, 9. Happy birthday. Jill is celebrating a birthday on this Tuesday. There you go with the big treat. And here comes Sarah, 45 years young. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a wonderfully fun day. And our address is birthdays@kgw.com, and we'll celebrate with you. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thanks for that. Our Tuesday morning commute, not done yet. We still have plenty of slow spots out there. We'll zoom in real quick to the west side. Here's the inbound Sunset. Heavy climbing the hill up from 217 to Sylvan, and from there it's about an 11-mile ride into the Vista Ridge Tunnel. 26 minutes your trip in from Hillsborough, 32 minutes right now the drive in from Troutdale at last check on Interstate 84. Here's what it looks like right now through the Hollywood District. No crashes, just a slow commute. And last but not least, we've made it to the Interstate Bridge in terms of the end of the line out of Clark County. But from there southward, 9 miles an hour is your speed. Hazeldale down to the Fremont is still 27 minutes at last check. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Quick recap of some of this morning's top local stories. A man accused of stalking a parent whose child was killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting 13 years ago was scheduled for a hearing here in Portland this hour. Prosecutors say Kevin Perfield messaged and called Robert Parker, telling Parker that his daughter didn't die in that shooting. Today's hearing aims to determine if Perfield is set to proceed in the legal case. His arraignment is scheduled for December 30th. Today is the start of Dungeness crab season along the Oregon coast. After weeks of delay, crab harvesting will open along the coast from Cape Falcon near Manzanita all the way south to the California border. And a new bus line is running daily from Portland to Boise, giving people in rural parts of Oregon an option to travel long distances and also giving people on the east side of the state an option to visit Portland. Tickets are about $70 one way. The bus line started yesterday and it will run for at least a year. But to keep going beyond that, it would need more grant funding or a private business to take over the costs.
Weather-wise, I was just outdoors up on the weather deck. Nice out. We're in the 50s. We could hit 60 if we do it. It'd be back-to-back record highs. Just a few scattered showers. It's mid-evening, 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. Rain really starts to pick up this evening. That's a heavy rain bound with gusty winds overnight. The reason for the impact alert, and then the impact alert up for the hours of steady rain and a renewed river, especially river flooding threat on Thursday and Friday.
In the meantime, your drive, not bad, but there still are some slow spots remaining out there. We'll give you a quick look at the drive times. We've improved that trip in from Hillsborough, got that trip out of Clark County. That hits the brakes as soon as you get to the Expo Center. 24 minutes, get you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge.
All right, take a look at this now. Off the coast of British Columbia, scientists observing a group of dolphins and orcas teaming up to hunt salmon.
Really?
I don't know if the salmon are approving of this.
Doesn't seem fair.
No, the theory here is that the killer whales were basically using the dolphins like scouts. They would go in first, and then the orcas would follow up and get the salmon. The dolphins would also get some benefits here because they would get leftovers.
Well, that's not fair.
Yeah, you know.
They're smaller.
To the biggest go the most, I guess. But also the dolphins, as serving as scouts, I guess they would also get some protection from other orcapods that usually hunt dolphins. Scientists say this is the first time that this type of cooperation has been documented between the orcas and the dolphins.
I'm going to seem like an idiot here.
No, you're not. No.
I did not realize that we had dolphins that appreciated cold water in the
Well,
Northwest.
I can raise
now
you.
we know.
I can raise you.
Actually, now that you say that, I guess I didn't realize that either.
I didn't even know how cold the water was. That's even more idiotic than what you just said. How about
why
that?
don't you go take a swim? Let's know how that turns out.
Hey, a reminder, you can watch the Sunrise Show every day live here on KGW Plus. You can also catch a couple of new shows that we're putting on KGW Plus every weekday, our 12:30 p.m. newscast and our new newscast at 5:30 p.m.